Episode 4 of Lawmen Bass Reeves starts 2 years later after the events of Episode 3. So this series is going by really fast with how many years have passed. Now, Bass goes to a home where he's confronted by an older woman. Now, he says that he's there for whiskey or to sell whiskey, but then we actually kind of find out that he's there to take in the older woman's two sons. He does that after they get drunk and they get into a fight, takes him back, and then we see Bass kind of have a posse with him, so to speak, and rounds up all these fugitives and outlaws, and with him is Billy Crow, who is now working with Bass. So after the events of when we last saw Billy Crow, we see that he's now also maybe a deputy working with Bass Reeves. The one character in Outlaw says a little story about Mr. Sundown going after slaves and stuff, cutting them. They go to sleep, and then we see that one of the other outlaws, the African American outlaw, is going to attack Bass. Bass kind of subdues him. We see that this black outlaw kind of skinned the entire face off of another white man, and Bass is like, "What in the hell is going on?" So then it's the morning, and then we see that they have to go somewhere and have to get another outlaw or fugitive, and it's Silas. So Bass goes into the saloon slash brothel. We see that he finds Silas having fun, having sex with one of the prostitutes, and they try and make an arrangement, and the prostitute kind of distracts Silas so he can escape. Silas is on the run, and while that's all happening, Billy Crow is talking to one of the workers from this brothel, or as a prostitute, I guess, and trying to like, oh, I'm going to marry you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and she's like, well, you have a gun there, that's nice, and Billy Crow's like, what do you know about it? He's like, well, this and that, and the woman's like, hey, make sure you aim high because I'm sure it's going to buck head and Bronco back on you. So, and then all of a sudden we see that Silas is on the run, and all of a sudden he's passing Billy Crow. Billy Crow, in an instant, pulls his gun out, shoots the man in the back. The man dies on the street before Billy can figure what to do. Bass goes to get a doctor. He comes back with a doctor. Can't really do nothing. And Bass says the same thing that this woman told Billy Crow. Make sure you aim high. So it's like, what? What's happening? So Bass has to go do something, and then Billy Crow goes to tend to the outlaws that are still waiting for him. And this Mr. Sundown guy, I want to call him, the African American outlaw, the black outlaw, is like, oh, you killed someone. That's not going to leave you now. I can see it in your eyes. And you can tell Billy Crow is like just one of those weak characters. And with 2 years have gone by now, it's just really interesting. So all the while that happens, we see Bass go to Silas's wife with a letter. The letter that's just, and the wife, who is blind, really basically figured everything out. Silas is dead. Did you kill him? Was he with another woman? This and that. And Bass doesn't, come to his senses in a way. And the wife says, listen, hey, can you read that letter before you go? He doesn't read it. He puts it in his pocket and basically kind of recites something that he is thinking of as he's on the job and thinking about his wife. Not only that, Bass's wife kind of meets up with an old friend at church, and we see that the old friend's husband is kind of wanting to do something with the new community, build homes where the black people can own the homes and the land and not have the white folk, taking money from them. And it's a whole aspect. And then we see the wife again, pop up in bed, say Bass, and she's kind of worried about what's going on. She senses something, and then we fast forward. We see that Bass's wife is having lunch with her friend and the husband's giving all kind of the explanation of what's going to happen if he buys the land, this and that, and what's going to all pertain to it. This is a really low-key, laid-back episode. I'm really surprised that we jumped 2 years ahead into this season so far when it's only the 4th episode. I feel like the series does not know where it's going just yet. David Oyelowo really stands on his own as Bass Reeves, and that character is really, really fun. There are some minor characters that are just there. I mean, Dennis Quaid hasn't been around yet into it. Donald Sutherland is in and out. But this is an 8-episode series, and this is only the 4th episode, so a few more episodes left until the season finale. I'm curious to see how many more years we're going to go ahead and then move forward before everything can, come to fruition. And each episode is Bass Reeves going after a outlaw. So it's going to be interesting to see how that progresses and what happens there. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 4 of Lawmen, Bass Reeves. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What do you think about the story and how it was mainly focused on a little bit of Billy Crow? Do you think that Bass did what he had to do? And where do you see this show going? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. And be sure you click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I will see you all in the next review video. I'm Mr. Filmstock, and thank you so much for tuning in. And be sure you tune in next week for my episode 5 review of Lawmen, Bass Reeves.